And so, the Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, has come and almost gone, leaving in its wake a divided fan base.
Men's rights activists make 46-minute cut of The Last Jedi that edits out all the women, by Ben McLeay. Heads up, this post contains spoilers for The Last Jedi. Why are you reading this article if you haven't seen it, and, furthermore, why haven't you seen it yet?
It is utterly tragic that men's rights activists aren't given the respect they deserve. It's truly galling that just because their entire worldview was formed around a profound sense of entitlement induced by watching thousands of hours of harem anime, no one takes them seriously. It's heartbreaking to think that people dismiss them out of hand just because, instead of addressing actual issues like the rates of suicide and depression among men, they focus on dumb shite like editing out all the parts of The Last Jedi that aren't centered around men.
If that last thing sounded too ridiculous to be true, you have clearly forgotten which time it is that we live in and the corresponding fact that pretty much nothing now is too ridiculous to be true. We live in the most aggressively ridiculous timeline. Accordingly, the self-described chauvinist cut of The Last Jedi is very, very real, and exactly as dumb as it sounds.
Uploaded to the Pirate Bay yesterday by an anonymous user, The Last Jedi, De-Feminized Fanedit, is, according to their own description, basically The Last Jedi minus girls' power and other silly stuff. You might be wondering how this is possible, seeing as the film is still a ways off from its DVD release date, but the intrepid nerdlingers, who decided to make this possible were so impatient for a version of The Last Jedi where boys don't get old off that they used a dodgy camera with hard-coded subtitles.
The resulting movie is, wait for it, 46 minutes long. Yeah, I know, it's not ideal. It's made from a cam source, the most recent HDTC one with the Asian hard subs, which is pretty watchable. It has issues, but it had to be done. You will probably enjoy it most when you view it less as a blockbuster movie and more as some kind of episode from some non-existent mediocre Star Wars series.
If you're wondering what sort of stuff was cut, here are some examples.
Cut out most shots showing female fighters/pilots and female officers commanding people around/having ideas. No HALDO, sick. She simply doesn't exist. Her whole subplot doesn't exist. The Kamikaze is carried out by Poe. Equals Poe dies. Leia never scolds, questions nor demotes Poe. He is a respected and very skilled high-ranking member of the Resistance. When there's a scene where a woman is cut and making some important statement that can be substituted by another statement by a guy, then she gets cut out. Works pretty well actually. Wookie eats the Porg, or at least isn't interrupted in trying to do so. No green milk. What the F? As you can see, it is clearly the product of a deranged mind. It's so perfectly bad that it might just be a troll, but, for the love of God, I downloaded it to check. Please don't tell the cops, and all the edits they say are in there totally are, so I can't imagine this was all that far away from someone's actual convictions.
Whichever weirdo threw this together is also not entirely sold on it.
Obviously it's far from perfect. The source is not even on DVD level. Some of the technical edits were slacked because why not, it's a cam source.